Welcome back to the News Hub. I'm Sarah Murray. Neil King is joining us now from Washington to tell us more about how the American public feels about engaging in military action in Syria. Neil?
Good morning, Sarah. How are you?
I am great. So it doesn't look like there's great favorability for us getting involved in Syria. Tell us a little bit about what the latest poll shows.
Well, the latest poll really finds that the more people hear about military action in Syria, the less they like it. If you go back a couple of weeks ago, NBC, who we poll with, did a poll. They found a bare majority of Americans supporting a limited cruise missile strike. In our poll that just came out yesterday or last night, that had dipped to 44%. And the fall is particularly sharp, interestingly, among Republicans and independents, where the support for some sort of limited action has fallen by something like 20 percentage points. What's interesting about that is you really get the feeling that this isn't necessarily a partisan thing among Republicans not liking it because of Obama, but that there's a sort of residual support for some of this action among Democrats because of Obama. And if it weren't for that, I think the overall public support would be way lower than it is right now.
And it is really interesting to hear so many Republicans expressing reservations about this. I mean, this is not what we've seen from the right in the past.
The one thing you see in this poll, which is really a fascinating shift, is that 75% of the people that we talked to, 1,000 Americans, said that they think we should be spending our time and our focus on problems at home and not helping others, sort of promoting democracy abroad. If you go back to 2005, which wasn't that long ago, there was still a majority support in the country for this sort of democracy promotion. And among Republicans, it was huge support. That support now has dropped to like 20%. It's dropped by 2/3 among Republicans. There's a real streak of isolationism out there within the Republican Party that's really affecting this vote, or will affect this vote if it does go to Congress.
And it does kind of seem like the American public just isn't buying it. I mean, they're not buying this belief that if we engage in military strikes on Syria, that's not going to lead to boots on the ground, and it's not going to lead to this kind of prolonged military engagement like we've seen in Iraq and seen in Afghanistan.
Yeah, I mean, we called back a lot of the people that we polled. We also asked them just to give us their sort of feelings, and overwhelmingly, there's this sense of weariness of war. We've been in this for 11 years. There's just what you said a minute ago, which is the distrust that a limited engagement won't get us into something big. There's a not necessarily misunderstandings, but a lack of real kind of sense of desire for engagement in Syria itself. There's not a sense that al-assad is a terrible person per se. Overall, there's not a great desire or any real distinct desire to jump into this one.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Neil King. We appreciate it.